What is the point of changing to be a better man if we don't change? And he also included here only a better version of ourselves. Up to you.
So the idea is that you can never stop growing, you can never stop evolving and becoming a better version of yourself. So I assume what he's talking about is that people don't change, they may become a better version of themselves. In other words, somebody that's typically dishonest is always going to try to see what they can get away with. Somebody who is a habitual cheater and liar, they're going to they're typically not going to change. Most of them do not. They may become better at hiding it and they may do it less frequently, but somebody who's disloyal and doesn't value it because they just don't have the background for it, expecting them to change, that you're going to take what's in my book and turn her into an honest woman, that's delusional. You got to meet people where they're at. You got to see reality as it is. And, in your case, if you have to become what you want to attract. And so if you're not really a patient person, then you got to work on becoming more patient. It doesn't mean you won't ever lose patience again as you become a better version of yourself, but you want to lose your patience less and remain calm more of the time. Because masculinity is calm, it's relaxed, it's humorous, it's typically indifferent and not upset or offended by the crazy things that and the chaos that women tend to bring to our lives, because feminine energy is chaos after all, and you got to be able to handle the chaos and not feel or let it diminish you. And so that's the for a guy is a biggest problem really is just exercising self-control, being disciplined. Something simple is just choosing to eat healthy, choosing to drink less, choosing to exercise and move more, choosing to interact with and talk to more women or ask more women out on dates or become better on your dates at reading the people that you're with and when it's time to move forward, when it's time to back off a little bit. Because the better you become, the more competent you become. And the more competent you become, the more confidence you have. And the number one thing that women find attractive in men is confidence. And so if you become a more competent and confident man, they're going to find you more attractive. They're going to be more submissive. They're going to be more playful. They're going to be more willing to feel safe and comfortable enough and let you lead the relationship and the interactions to where you want it to go. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And so, in other words, part of it almost seems like what he's saying is like, hey, what's the point of improving myself? Well, if you're happy with the results you're getting in your life, then keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes I do phone sessions with guys and they want to be difficult. Well, I don't need to read the book. I watched plenty of your videos, and they think they've got all the answers, but yet they're on a phone call with me because they're not getting the results that they want. And oftentimes it's because they're stubborn and they don't want to change, or because oftentimes it means facing things that are uncomfortable or unpleasant, or looking at aspects of their personality that they know they probably need to get under control. It's just like a simple thing, like, guys get, and I've had a few phone sessions the last week where things were going great in their relationship, and, they think it's a good idea to go out and get blackout drunk. And so they get blackout drunk, they cause a scene, or they get on the phone when they're blackout drunk and they have conversations that they shouldn't have, that they don't even remember. And then the next day they wake up and the girl they're dating or the girlfriend or whatever is pissed. I had a phone session recently where the guy, he went out and he drank too much and he doesn't remember it. And so he's grabbing the ass of one of his girlfriend's best friends with her girlfriend is there with her boyfriend, and it's like he had no idea. And so he wakes up the next day, he's hungover, doesn't really remember what happens, and the first call he gets is from his girlfriend, super pissed. How could you? And he's like, how could I what? He had no recollection of the evening's events, but the girlfriend whose ass that he had grabbed was on the phone with his girlfriend, letting him know everything that happened, and how she had to hold her boyfriend back from basically beating the guy's ass for what he had done, because obviously it was inappropriate. That's a lapse in judgment, having one too many drinks. And then It's interesting. I've had a lot of phone calls over the years and got a lot of emails from guys that do stupid things like that. One lapse in judgment, one night of not exercising self control, and you're grabbing some girl's ass that you shouldn't be. And then now your relationship is in peril.
Another thing is also holding yourself accountable as well. So like it's like what you're saying with like the dudes in the red pill community, how like they always blame the woman, but they're also the same guys that they expect us to hold ourselves, like as women, they expect us to hold ourselves accountable, but when it comes to them, they're like God, they're like perfect, like nothing's wrong with them. So
Because
my
it's
whole
much easier to blame somebody else than to, it's like work like mine. Most guys are not going to read a book like mine. They're not going to read a self help book. And it's just easier to point the finger and go, "Hey, it's not my fault. I don't have anything to do. I got nothing to fix. It's modern women. That's their problem. Women are all screwed up. I want nothing to do with them." I see stupid shit like that
yeah, apparently
in
we're
the
the ones with
comments.
issues,
Yeah,
not them.
yeah. If women don't like you and don't want to be around you and don't feel safe and comfortable to be with you and date you and sleep with you and be intimate with you and love being around you, you're the problem. That's the bottom line, and that's what's really unpleasant. Because if the guy admits that he's the problem, that means he's got to work on himself. He's got to work on his personality. It's like if he universally turns off the women that he encounters and none of them like him, then obviously you're the problem. If but it's easy to just go, modern women. It's like they get too much attention on social media and they're all fucked. Just focus on yourself, build your empire, stack cash. And like there's another idiot I've seen in the red pill community telling the young guys to go get a vasectomy when you're in your 20s so you don't knock anybody up, so you can stack cash. It's like, and then they want to have kids later on in life, and then when you've done that for many years, it doesn't always work when you retie the tubes back together. So it's
My uncle did it, and he had it tied for 20 years, and then untied it, and then had kids.
yeah, but
20-something years.
statistically for most men, it doesn't work well.
Get a good doctor, and you'll be fine.
Statistically, they're not.
Okay.
The
I know
numbers
many
don't back it
people
up.
who've gotten it done.
Doesn't matter. That's anecdotal evidence. But statistically, when you're taking
All the
tens
people
of
who I
thousands of
know-
people that have
All the
gotten
people
it,
I know who've gotten it done have had children afterwards.
that's nice.
Quickly.
But numerically, statistically, those numbers don't back that up.
Do your own research.